That's the real political spectrum right there. It's people that like original flavored chips and people that like flavored chips.
And then the other quadrants are like rippled to non-rippled.
Oh,
rippled
God. You like rippled? In Savage Avengers, Conan comes across like this, one of the different eyes of Agamotto from like a different dimension, right?
Okay.
And he has it, but he's like, bah, I am Conan, I will heed no magic, and he just shoves it in his bag. And he's just walking around until he ends up in Brazil. So, Dr. Doom kidnaps him. He's just talking smack the whole trip. He's like, you weaklings and your magic. I have strength and muscles and crom to guide me. And they're
I
like,
swear to God, if you didn't take that item in your bag right now.
I mean, say you will about Conan. He's easy to negotiate
yeah.
with.
Well, and then recently Conan's story arc is he's found himself in New York. I don't know how he got from the middle of the rainforest to New York, but he's there and
Literally just walk long.
well, he gets thrown in prison because he beat up a bunch of cops because I don't know, because Conan reasons. And Deadpool's in there, and Deadpool's like, Conan, buddy, what are you doing in New York? He's like, I came to find the man named Logan. I would have a pair of his sneak claws that also go snicked. He doesn't understand that the claws are in him. He's just like, I need to find his weaponsmith.
I want a set of those clawed gloves.
I read a giant-sized X-Men from 1978, and I believe I could procure a set of my own.
He ends up like teaming up with Deadpool and a few other like B-listers to try and like do a heist. And the heist is to break into Hellfire Mansion. Now that it's abandoned, this is during the whole King in Black event. So they break into Hellfire Mansion. The X-Men show up from Krakoa, and they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "We're robbing you." And they're like, "Okay." Alternatively, because Conan here is a friend of Logan, so we can't actually kill him. How about I hand you guys these sacks of money, and you guys go and help us try to free the other X-Men from Nell? And they're like, "Oh, okay." And they do that, and then they go. They help free Logan, and they go back to the Hellfire Mansion, and everybody goes home, and Logan's like, "What are you doing here, Conan?" Conan just grabs a cup and like sits. This castle is mine now. I claim it. Be gone. And Logan's like, yeah, okay, well, you can stay here, buddy, and I'll just tell them that a friend's living here and keeping an eye on the place, okay?
It's weird seeing Logan be the straight man for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty rare.
I just love the cojones on Conan. He'll just, like, kick down Dr. Doom's door, and he's like, I need a sword, I'll take that one. That one's been an heirloom of the Latvian royalty for centuries. Good, then it must be sharp. He just, like, runs off. When Marvel first said they were going to drop Conan into the Marvel Universe, I was like, oh no, like, it's just going to be this ham-fisted money grab. But I
a little like when Hercules was first thrown into the Marvel Universe, and he was kind of like completely unaware of how like actual civilization works.
Yeah.
But instead of being like fun-loving, womanizing, boozing Hercules, it's literally Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I'm so happy I was wrong, because Conan, both in his own series and in the Marvel Universe...
I'm glad it didn't really affect his like solo series, because I really enjoy Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, it's been some of the best Conan I've read in a long time. I didn't really care for those old Marvel Conan comics, but these new ones are actually pretty good.
And it means if there's a Marvel versus Capcom 4, we might just get Conan the Barbarian as a character.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Second cup of coffee in my hands.
Why are you so tired?
I had a short sleep. No idea why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any particular reason. I finished WandaVision, but it wasn't like I was staying up late.
Yeah.
The ending left me with some questions where I'm like, but like, no, not.
Just read Children's Crusade.
What?
Young Avengers Children's Crusade. I mean, basically, WandaVision was supposed to be kind of their version of House of M, right? Where, like,
Sorta.
Wanda has kind of a mental break. Like,
Well, it's spoilers for WandaVision ahead here. But the ending with sort of quote-unquote Phantom, like differently colored vision and everything, that's setting up one thing. You have Agatha setting up a different angle completely. You've got the kids situation, which is like kind of the House of M, kind of, only in the sense that there is a psychological aspect and her kids are there. Love the fact that like they went whole hog with like the quote-unquote Halloween episode. Yeah. The direction of that episode blew my mind. It was exact, pitch perfect to a late 90s, early 2000s sitcom.
Yeah.
I mean, it blew me away. The music, everything.
Well, it was Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Yeah.
That's
it was just like...
Yeah.
but
the fact that one of the kids at the Halloween thing is much more subtle, but has the blue headband and the red cape, I was like, I forgot that's Wiccan.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love Wiccan. I love Hulkling.
Yeah.
So, of course, Stinger-related stuff means that Hulkling is a potentiality as well.
Although what was... Because we all know Wiccan. What was the speedster's name again? His super...
Speed.
Oh, it was just Speed?
Yep.
Nice.
No one remembers Speed.
I think in a year or two, we're going to get a Young Avengers series. About just them meeting, none of this is revealed. And then season 2 of the Young Avengers series is going to be Children's Crusade, where Wiccan and Speed realize that they're the reincarnated children of Wanda Maximoff, and they try to go...
Or they get into a
hunt her
situation where, like, they're just introduced, and nothing is made of it. And then later they're on there, someone asks, it's like, oh, what was your childhood like? And they go like, actually, I don't really remember having one.
That's smart. I like that.
Like, you know, it's like, I remember, like, there was one time, like, my dad went out for Halloween and my mom didn't see him all night, and... Well, there were at least, like, 4 or 5 other days. And they're like, what?
Alright. Miss Vicky's or Dill Pickle?
Miss Vicky's. Don't get Dill
Oh,
Pickle
I was going to say
out of
Dill
my
Pickle.
face.
Oh, my God. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work.
Original or bust?
Ugh, you neutral chip people, I swear. Not this again.
You flavored chip people. That's the real political spectrum right there. It's people that like original flavored chips and people that like flavored chips.
And then the other quadrants are like rippled to non-rippled.
Oh
Rippled
God, you like rippled?
Yeah, you're for 2 reasons. 1, better structural integrity. Every chip is crunchier. 2, you're literally getting more potato per chip.
Yeah, sorry that I prefer my potato chips to have, you know,
Skinny and flavorless.
innate native mouthfeel and texture, so that they don't need to have artificial ripples created.
I mean, like Miss
give it
Vicky's,
more
they
bite.
are, yeah. But like
Yeah.
you talk about Lay's or whatever.
Original, so good. Oh, you can really taste the potato in this potato chip.
Ah, yes, that flavor
Yeah.
of a potato.
Well, I mean, you're a vegetarian, right? So I assume you wouldn't know anything about flavor.
That's pretty good.
I almost forgot that Morbius is still coming out in like a few months.
Yeah, I've heard almost nothing about it, and maybe that's a good thing. I heard almost nothing about WandaVision.
Yeah. The Morbius movie.
The living vampire.
Did you not see the Morbius trailer? Jared Leto is playing Morbius, and I'm like, really, Jared? Really? Like, you wanna do a superhero, and Morbius is the one you go for? Like,
Apparently, he's just typecast into superhero characters that are just like extremely pale.
I always thought Jared Leto would actually make a pretty good Doom.
Actually, I recall someone mentioning that before. I think
He has the voice for it. Just like the few scenes where he's like a young Doom, he does look like a young Victor Von Doom. And when he's Doom, he just has the mask on. Nobody cares. I could play Doom.
To me, the perfect Doom is whomever voiced him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 nailed it.
Oh, yeah?
That to me, I mean, if his signature move, if he shows up in a movie, isn't a foot dive, I mean, what's even the point?
Man,
I won't even buy a ticket.
just what was Sony thinking? Make it like we're gonna make a Morbius movie. What? Who greenlit that? Who went? My finger is on the pulse of this generation, and what they want is a movie about the living
someone was
vampire.
probably like, look, we're looking at our options we have in front of us here. We know that vampires are basically a guaranteed sell, provided it has any level of attention put into, actual productions. Like the cinematography looks good. There's an actual soundtrack to it. Let's make this movie. And execs go, vampires have a historic track record of doing okay. Morbius it is. Wait, what's his thing though? It's like, oh, he's a living vampire.
Yeah.
We have no idea what that means. Make it
Yeah,
anyway.
he's a vampire whose superpower is that his heart beats.
Well, kind of. I mean, obviously the name was originally because the Comics Code Authority basically said vampires are verboten, but because he's the living vampire, it's okay. He's actually alive, just has vampire powers. That's why Blade was also okay.
Yeah, he was a
He's
daywalker.
He's not
it's fine.
undead.
Yeah.
But then there's a werewolf by night, which apparently is different enough from a werewolf to not qualify to be the same thing.
What? But werewolves?
He's only a werewolf at night, okay?
Yeah.
Aren't all werewolves only werewolves at night? They should have made it werewolf by day.
I suppose. Yeah. That would be
The
neat.
opposite, where instead of the full moon, they turn into a werewolf when they see the full sun.
And then there was JJ's kid in Spider-Man, where
Oh no,
he was like an
Venus is
astronaut who turned
slightly
into
blocking the sun. I can no longer be a werewolf.
Yeah, it's like cloudy
The bad guys
days.
are just like all pulling out umbrellas, like get him!
it wasn't Moonstone. It was.
John Jameson, but he was exposed to something. Whenever he did, he became a werewolf.
Well, no, he was exposed to a moon rock he
Yeah,
found
that was
that
it,
turned
that's
him
right.
into a werewolf. But
Yeah.
what? Okay, no, I gotta look this up. John Jonah Jameson III, also known as Colonel Jupiter,
Ugh.
also known as Man-Wolf.
Oh, so not a werewolf. Totally different. Yeah, that's why.
He's just a man that's a wolf.
And the Star God is
Yeah.
a fictional character. I was good thing he's fictional. With a name like Star God, I would be terrified if he was real.
I mean, they already said Vulture makes an appearance in Morbius to try and set up a Sinister Six movie. Even though Morbius isn't even in the Sinister Six, I don't know what they're
Man,
talking
you know what would
about.
make a great film though would be like Kraven's Last Hunt,
Oh God.
but it would be challenging without setting up Kraven and like establishing that he's like a legitimate threat beforehand.
Or his first hunt. What B or C list Spider-Man villain is going to get his own movie next? Big
would've-
Wheel.
I would. Oh God. Normally I would have said Mysterio.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, so in a way he essentially
Yeah.
did, which is
Yeah.
what really surprised me. But,
Yeah, it was great too. I really liked this Mysterio.
Yeah, I was like, this is probably the best way this character could be imagined given the circumstances.
I bet he's a lot of like film crew's favorite supervillain. Movie magic.
Yeah. And also pretty easy to work with on set because like almost none of the actual action happened in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else would there be. Electro's been done now. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you.
No worries, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
have the All-Star Superman or what's the other one? Justice League Tower of Evil?
Tower of Babel's out of print.
Yeah, that's what I tried to find.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to help my local stores here instead of Amazon. So.
Well, thanks, man. We appreciate it. Oh, nice. Switched up the frame a little bit. It's gonna be a
blocking.
dude. Let's just do a catchy eye, right?
Oh god. My brother's favorite wrestler is doing really, really well right now.
Yeah.
It's Tobizaru. And my guy's doing okay. You know, he's hanging on.
Yeah.
Tsuyoshi, yeah. You guys know who Tsuyoshi is, because
Where everyone else throws like a few grains of sand, he gets like a big
Yeah.
packs it all and does the whole thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you see his wrist too. He goes like that.
He's got the whole thing. And
Yeah. he just-
the crowd goes nuts for it. I love it.
yeah. This is why we have salt shortages in Canada during
Yeah,
the
it's
winter.
just sumo wrestlers.
It's just him. He just practices throwing hunks of salt.
He's practicing too.
Yeah.
Just and not even throwing it somewhere where it can be reused. Just straight into the ocean.
Yeah,
Towards
like
the
in-
ocean, curse you.
No. He works on sets like in The Last Jedi when they're
Oh,
on that
God.
salt planet. They're like, bring him in. He's just.
Toshino Shin, when he was doing well in 2018, also had huge salt throws too.
Well, here's the thing. That guy, he just throws a huge amount of it. Toshinoshin threw the same handful. He just his way of throwing it got a lot more air and a lot more coverage over.
He was just really confident that time, greatly so. I miss how well he was
Oh
doing.
gosh,
man.
remember when I first showed you to him? We were
Yeah.
just blown
Yeah.
away by him, and now, you know what? No. Tochinoshin is still my favorite sumo wrestler.
He's still
and
he's adapting. Like
I'm
I think
still gonna meet him when I go to Tokyo if I can.
Okay.
If I can. Oh, dude.
If I ever happen to be in the area, like for a basho, I'm gonna get as many handprints and towels and autographs as I can, man.
Yeah,
Tochi,
the-
Tozaru, Tsuyoshi.
The only problem is tickets to sumo are like
Oh, yeah.
so expensive.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, you just go in for one day, you just have to make a whole thing of it. And be patient, because, like, the highlight reels don't really show you how much waiting is between the average match.
What obscure comic character would you want a movie made of? And what would the plot to that movie be?
I think I might have already explained recently, my brother and I were very close to creating a screenplay. Like, we blocked the thing out, we just never wrote any dialogue for Green Lantern, Alan Scott Green Lantern.
Oh yes, you did. Okay, so that would
Because
be
I think he actually has enough gas in the tank to fuel at least one movie. I don't think two would be in the cards, but he's how you set up a JSA movie, because I'm a complete various expletives for JSA content. I will slurp that stuff up no matter what.
Well,
Otherwise, it's going to be Metamorpho. I don't even think it wouldn't be good. I just love Metamorpho.
Metamorpho would work if it was almost like a Frankenstein movie.
Or like an animated comedy, more so than like a... or at least like more Pink Panther than Mission Impossible. Like, it just does not take itself seriously at all. That you'd have to embrace it, kind of like Shazam. I mean, Shazam even by the end kind of took itself more seriously, but for the most
Yeah.
part, it embraces the camp that makes a lot of DC characters really fun to read.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. What about you, Hi? What obscure?
It's not obscure. I want Transmat.
Transmetropolitan? Oh,
Yeah.
Spider Jerusalem?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
That'd make a great series, though, wouldn't it?
Honestly, I like I think if Sci-Fi or HBO decided to do Transmet, or even Amazon. I mean, Amazon, Netflix, those two are buying up all these properties.
They just cast Jeff Bezos. There's a lot of stuff in that I wonder how it would be considered pretty controversial now.
It'd be very, very hard to adapt, especially when you have a graphic novel where the President of the United States orders domestic militarized police to mow down an entire block of people to make way for like condo development.
I mean, if you play the satire openly enough and don't make it look like the plot is seriously this happening, so it doesn't come across as tone deaf, I think you could pull it off. Who would you cast Spider though? That's.
Me.
Obviously,
yeah. Me.
I don't even think I'd be good. I just, I want to get paid, man.
Yeah. I just really need the paycheck.
I'm trying to think who would be like the best for that job. That's a tall order.
The thing is, you need somebody older. You definitely need somebody older and jaded. I don't want anybody.
Well, you don't get like a 30-something or even 30 maybe. In their 30s is probably okay, but don't get like some 22, gifted stage actor. I think that's both a waste of their talents and also just doesn't really capture how embittered Spider is. Yeah. You want to get an actor who's known for having a nice head of hair and then shaving bald. That's how you do it.
I actually think J.K. Simmons, or Walton Goggins.
What was he in?
Hateful Eight. He's the voice of Cecil in Invincible, but he's done.
Oh, okay.
He's been around for a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What, Watchmen?
Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Could do it.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, Jackie Earle Haley would make a good Spider Jerusalem.
Actually, you know what, dude? You're absolutely right. I totally forgot about Jackie Earle Haley.
Actually.
Yeah, Jackie Earle Haley even looks like Spider Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So, have either of you read the Magic the Gathering comic?
No.
That one that's
canon.
right up there?
Yeah.
I tried to, I couldn't.
Oh yeah, is it bad?
See, this is the thing I dislike is that the art is good, but it's oddly enough it's a bad fit for Magic, which now kind of has like a house style. And the trouble is that because Magic has like a story in every set, and this one is like very attached to characters from Ravnica, which is the most popular setting.
Right.
They really want to commit to that setting and a few other characters, so none of it's canon. So it's like, what's the point in reading this?
Oh, so the Magic comic is non-canon.
It uses characters and elements from the games to begin telling a news story. Think of it as like a splinter timeline from a point in about 2019. And it seems that there's very little faith in the product.
Really?
This is the second. I expect this isn't going to last long, which is unfortunate.
Because they were promoting the hell out of it.
There was already a misfire before. I don't know if you recall, but there was a different Magic comic before that stars Chandra.
Really?
Face of the game, and that also didn't take off.
Oh, jeez.
She's the planned star of the Netflix series.
Oh, they're doing a Netflix series too?
Yeah, apparently it's animated. I actually have high hopes for it because Chandra is just a much more interesting character than Jace.
If it's animated, then I'm down because Netflix has been really. They did was it the Dota animation, Dragon Knight? Actually looks really good.
Yeah, I had a couple of.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, big
I'm
anime
gonna check
watchers
it out.
in my Discord group are like, "Yo, you gotta check this thing out. Have you heard of this?" I'm like, "Yes, I played Dota."
Yeah. Dude, I was like.
I played it when it was a mod.
Yeah, I was flat in Dota too.
Back when every character's buttons for their activated abilities were all in like weird places, and the reason like Skeleton King was dope is because you only had to hit one ability.
Yeah. What? Was somebody reading the Clone Saga? I know it gets a lot of flack, but I actually really enjoyed the Clone Saga.
I love the Clone Saga. I do think that Ben got wasted by the end, and like, there's so many possibilities. That might almost be a character that would be fun to do a movie of.
Ben Reilly?
Just Ben Reilly. Don't really mention the Spider-Man thing at first until the end of the film. Like, it's just a big surprise. Maybe it's a sequel hook. Who cares? But it's just like, oh, what a weird way to initiate the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I get that like a lot of the older readers don't like Clone Saga, but when I was reading this as a kid, I loved it.
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
It was great. Look at that art.
Yeah.
I just like Scarlet Spider. I was like, that's Spider-Man, but he's wearing a hoodie, which makes him cool.
He's like my brother's favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, he doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah, because he wears a hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He's like, that's it. He also invented impact webbing. That's a valid reason. But
okay. I forgot about that.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter in anything except the video games. I mean, I do love the Scarlet Spidey outfit. It's not my favorite Spider-Man outfit, but the regular one isn't either. So
What is your favorite Spider-Man outfit?
the black outfit.
Oh yeah.
I'm just one of those people, yeah.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, it's also Peter's canonically favorite outfit, but he doesn't wear it for obvious reasons unless he's got a good reason to, in which case he will happily wear it.
Yeah, and the reason being, I need to silently beat this person into a coma.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes modern problems require modern solutions.
My favorite Spider-Man suit is his Captain Universe.
I was about to
suit.
say the Captain Universe one. Like I remember really loving that one.
Anytime when like they try to show that their body, like you can see the universe or the galaxy within their body, like how their body is almost like a looking glass into the mirror, into the universe. I love that. I love that. And I was glad that some like the underdog like Spider-Man finally got powers that was worthy of his station. You know.
I always thought it was funny too because like Captain Universe. Like the entire outfit is just like you get to see their mouth only. So when Spider-Man gets it, his mask is still there. So it's like you still don't see any of him. There's just this random red spot in his face. I just thought, oh, that looks so funny. And I remember in the N64 game, you could unlock Captain Universe. That was like the God mode. Was it you get the Captain Universe outfit?
Nice.
And I was thinking like, what? He still has his mask on underneath the costume. I'm like, man. In my opinion, Ditko's design for Spider-Man's outfit is like the best in comics.
Oh yeah, with the.
I mean, the armpit webs or whatever, but like the core design of like the the big cut-in symbol with the webs on, and then
I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, but it's just like very few other costumes can boast such like definition between like just clean-cut colors and patterned sections.
Yeah.
Like you never get that.
Yeah.
So it's there's nothing quite like Spider-Man's outfit.
You said you're not super excited for the upcoming Suicide Squad movie, right?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm excited for John Cena because I'm happy to see him in anything, even the Marine. He's funny. He's got good. His comic timing is really good.
Yeah. He's hilarious. I'm really glad he's getting more film work, and I think he makes an excellent Peacemaker. And Pete Davidson plays Blackguard, but in a podcast, Pete was like, "I'm only in the movie for a minute." And in the original roll call, where they're like showing like these still pictures of them doing stuff, you see Idris Elba, and he like points two guns at the screen. You see like Michael Rooker, and he kind of just like loads a gun and looks tough. And then you see Pete Davidson, and he has like two guns kind of strapped to his shoulders where they are like this. Yeah. And he pulls one out and starts spinning it with his middle finger. And I'm almost positive that even before the mission starts, they're going to be introducing everybody. And he's like, yeah, I'm Blackguard. And he'll spin the gun, and it'll just shoot him in the head, and he'll die before, like, the helicopter even takes off, and they're like, ah!
This idiot.
Yeah. He's Slipknot, the man that can climb anything.
I don't know how DC does it. They haven't even started a proper film franchise yet, and they've already begun scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's really remarkable stuff.
Yeah, well, apparently they offered James Gunn like a Batman movie or a Superman movie. He's like, no, give me a Suicide Squad.
Next, he's going to show up and obliterate Legion of Superheroes.
I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'm not.
Matter Eater Lad will turn out to be sus and actually be against everyone on the team and eat all of their matter.
Oh, dude. Matter Eater Lad's one of my favorites. He's just a dude that eats a lot of stuff. I would have loved Matter Eater Lad's abilities. It's just, think of how much all-you-can-eat sushi I could eat if my stomach, just dissolved food super fast.
I don't even feel like the stomach part's the problem. I'm just trying to imagine eating like a arm of staples just in my throat.
It's like
that sounds painful.
It's like that cover where Matter Eater Lad's just eating like a barbed wire fence.
I just love that it's like, oh yeah, we need a way to break into this compound. It's like, yeah, all of us can fly. No, all you guys, I'll chew through the fence. No, we all have flight rings. We can all do it. No.
All right, come on, just give me this.
Please.
Yeah. I'm right. I didn't eat the whole way
all right,
here.
kids, stop right there. It's like, oh, don't worry, everyone. Cosmic Boy says, I'll use my magnetic powers to pull the guns away. No, I'll eat the guns. No, hold on. A-Team.
The
Liam
A-Team.
Neeson, yeah.
But like Bradley, for a movie with Bradley Cooper and Liam Neeson in it, you know who my favorite part was? Charlton Copley. He is underrated. I hope he does more stuff because he did Hardcore Henry and then he hasn't done stuff in a long time. I thought he was great in District 9. I thought he was great in A-Team. I even liked him in Elysium.
His character was solid in that too.
Yeah.
I just never, I see A-Team and I'm like, it's that 180s show where no one hits with their guns and it's got a wicked theme tune and Mr. T's in it and this is not a movie I'm going to see. Yeah, it's a great theme.
Rampage Jackson was in that movie as B.A. Baracus. And then he was never in anything again. And now I recently saw a picture of Rampage Jackson, and he's just like huge and overweight now. Like I guess he went through some rough times. I mean, MMA fighters, right? They take a lot of blunt force trauma to the head, but like.
Well, it's also just they're constantly shifting weights, so like a lot of the time these are big guys.
All I remember is like he did the movie, then there was a video of him fighting a door, and then nothing for forever.
Fighting a door.
Yeah. He won against that door though. He really showed that door what.
That door had a family. Had 2 little hinges.
So, running D&D tonight again?
No, miraculously, one of the few nights of the week I do not play in or run a game of D&D.
Oh my god, what are you gonna do tonight?
Watch a documentary on mushrooms, probably.
Oh, okay. Not watching it.
I might do both. I don't have to prep any art or anything, because D&D last week got pushed back, so...
Oh, okay.
Because for one of my games, any game I run in 5th edition D&D, I've done, like, session art for every session, because I am a glutton for punishment, and apparently my schedule is meaningless to me. So I fill my time by doing art that people see for like 3 minutes at the start of every session. Is it vain to say, like, I have a few of them I got prints of and they're up in my living room. It's not really about like appreciating my art because I think I can always improve, but mostly because the people who will be sitting in that living room playing games with me were the people who were there to see those like issues, if you can call them that, weekly.
Yeah.
So they're always like tuned in and like excited to see what the next piece would be, and their characters are the ones in them.
Yeah. Are you just crunching chips right next to the mic? I need to hire people. I'm gonna remember those that didn't crunch chips next to the mic, and those that did.
It used to be kind of crazy. I mean, occasional snack